All right. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashim. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim. Bahashim. Yahweh Shai. Bahashim. Bakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim. Yahweh Shai. Bahashim. Bahashim Bakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire in all truthfulness and all sincerity. And shalom to the rest of the elect out, the rest of the hopeful elect, who are the elect out there, because we all hope to be in that number. All right. Now, I titled this live to survive the times that's coming. We gonna need spiritual power, and it ain't nothing but facts. I was on Twitter, and I was scrolling through scrolling through Twitter, right? Looking through the tweets, the different Akim on there, and I came across a tweet showing robot dogs, formation. And I'm doing this live with StreamYard, so I try to find that live. I try to find that video on YouTube, and it's not there. But what I could do, and I don't have Twitter, the app over here. I don't think it supports it. What I could do is what I did was I got this video. Military robot dogs was done for Army and police from 7 months ago. They've been had this. They're getting ready to roll it out. And hey, we're gonna need spiritual power in the times that's coming. They sending the robot army after us, man. And we're gonna need that. Let me get a few scriptures on the show. This devil, he's about to come down with great wrath. So let me get Revelation 12 and 12. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. Just like Esau chased after Jacob, just like Esau trying to kill Jacob, or trying to murder Jacob, just like Cain murdered Abel, man. This is what Esau does when he can't get his way. This is what he does. Verse 13, and when the dragon, that's how you know this is Esau. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. Esau is about to go ape shit, Esau is about to chimp out, man. Let me get this video right here, showing you that Esau is about to chimp out in a major way, worse than he did during the lynching time period, and other periods when they mass murdered our people. Now, let me get
You see those adorable little dancing robot dogs? They are non-offensive and can be useful in a variety of situations. But what if I told you they're the future generation of military and police officers?
Yeah,
Will they still be cute if they have a gun and an AI choose who to shoot and who not to shoot? Let's get right into it and find out what quadrupedal robots are. Quadrupedal robots are one of the most astonishing breakthroughs
You think these canines are bad? Wait for this.
in the field of robotics. They're little, nimble, and adorable. Quadrupedal robots resemble little dogs, which makes them even more appealing. However, these robot dogs may eventually be utilized for war, defense, and security purposes, and this is becoming a popular thought in the United States. Ghost Robotics has already built a quadrupedal robot with a custom gun. The gun appears to be designed to be integrated into a variety of robotic machines. It has a 30x optical zoom, a thermal camera for targeting in the dark, and a range of about 1,200 meters. The U.S. government has considered testing this device in a field for the Army to see how effective it would be in the line of defense. Even the New York Police Department, the Massachusetts State Police, and the Honolulu Police Department have recently begun using robot dogs to accompany them on patrol, remotely defuse bombs, and fight crimes. In the midst of the current pandemic, the Singapore government has also deployed robot dogs to control and maintain social distance. These are self-driving ground vehicles with artificial intelligence. With the rapid development and deployment of robotics weaponry and machines, it is possible that robots will eventually replace humans on battlefields. These self-driving robots are also known as killer robots, as they can hit and engage targets without the need for human interaction. Experts believe that fully automated robots are incapable of distinguishing between civilians and enemies, which violates international humanitarian law norms. The entire deployment of self-driving weaponry raises concerns about accountability, which may diminish civilian protection. Given that such a robot can pick a target and conduct its own attack, it is unclear who should be held accountable for the machine's illegal actions.
And that was SAC robot dog. There was a video that said Boston Dynamics robot army. Oh, this. Let me show you this because China has this shit. I'm gonna show you what Boston Dynamics is doing next.
Giving more weapons to Pakistan, but they're nothing like what we're about to show you. Chinese soldiers stationed along the border with India have some new weapons. They were struggling to operate in high altitude in the difficult climatic conditions. So China is bringing in robots to help. You heard that right. China is deploying robotic weapons along the border with India. There are machine guns on wheels, and they can be fired with a remote control.
Back in
Beijing's decision
7:30.
to give robots to the PLA could have dangerous implications, not just for this region, but for the rest of the world too. Our next report tells you how.
In China, that's their testing ground for what they're gonna do over here in Babylon.
There is a news threat from China. It is not a battalion of soldiers or war warrior diplomats. It's these machines. Initially, they would remind you of remote control car toys. But look closely. These robots can do a lot more. They are equipped with a machine gun. Chinese soldiers can fire this gun from a distance and without any wires. There are cameras too to watch what the aggressor is doing. China calls this vehicle the Sharpclaw. 88 of these have been deployed in Tibet. Sharpclaw has a partner. It's the Mule 200. This is a transport vehicle.
And when them and Russia try that invasion, well, guess what they coming with as well? Both sides have it.
So not as lethal as the Sharpclaw, but the Mule would be very useful for the PLA. It can be used to transport valuable supplies like ammunition. China has deployed around 120 of these in Tibet. Robots are now joining the People's Liberation Army. Their induction is a prelude to something more sinister. For now, a soldier will operate these robots. But in the future, China wants weapons with a mind of their own. The PLA wants weapons with artificial intelligence.
That's what they're eventually gonna. That's what these devils are eventually gonna roll out, and they're gonna program these robots to shoot people that ain't got the chip. Be like RoboCop, but they're shooting. They're just robots, and they're shooting people that ain't got the chip.
Began in 2017 when China unveiled a new artificial intelligence event and it advocated the use of AI in the military. Specific applications were listed out, like providing support to command and decision making, military instructions, and development of defense equipment and related applications. Private sector was brought in to accelerate these efforts. Chinese big tech companies like Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent, Xiaomi, and Huawei were labeled as AI champions. The PLA stands to benefit from the rapid strides these companies made. Already, different wings of the Chinese military are working on specific projects. The PLA ground force is developing robotics for the military. The Navy is working on autonomous submarines, while the Air Force is developing drones with an ability to think. These advancements should raise an alarm worldwide. Unfortunately, world powers are still ignoring the threat. Last month, the United Nations tried to open negotiations for an international treaty on autonomous weapons. They failed. None of the major weapons producing countries were willing to have a conversation. These
That's
stalwart
because they
nations
want to.
worked to build
That's because they want to roll them out.
big advantage. The PLA gets more time to perfect the AI technology and develop better robots, weapons that could make the world a more dangerous place. Bureau report, we are World One.
Beyond is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
And then you have this robot dogs on the U.S. border. Same sort of shit China's doing.
Okay, so that's a little bit weird, right? And then it gets sort of. Did anyone else think it was ominous as
Straight out of Black Mirror.
it gets closer and the noise is gets louder as it hunts you?
Straight out of.
The issue is that it's even scarier than it looks because those are being tested to patrol the border. The U.S. says they're using these robotic patrol dogs along its frontier with Mexico that it says to provide mechanical reinforcements for border guards in a move criticized by a leading domestic rights group as a civil liberties disaster. We'll talk more about the robots, but Brett, what was your reaction? I think the creepiest thing about it is that it gets quieter as it gets closer. Like when it was like in the ocean, like, pop, 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 pop. It sounded like a dog drinking.
Just like Esau, the cunning hunter programmed it to be.
But then it actually gets quieter as it gets closer. That's the distance for me. Oh my god, it should be louder. Also, when it is walking
Sneak up on
around,
you.
it looks like it's just searching for its head. Like it looks like it should have a head, and it's searching for it, and that's the lore. Like it used to have a head, and now it just roams the border at night looking for its head or yours. Maybe that's sort of here.
Right
And
there.
so, the company that built the dogs is Ghost Robotics, so not scary or anything. They previously showcased a four-legged robot that has a sniper rifle attached to its back. Does that
Yep.
seem scary? Take a look at the photo. Imagine this thing coming at you. It has like this integrated sniper rifle in it. Now, that is not the one that's patrolling on the border today, but they do want these what they call robot dogs to do this. Hey, can we stop for 1 second? Should we refuse to refer to them as dogs? Because I feel like that's just propaganda. Because we like dogs. So like why are these like robotic
How about
jaguars
shit? Yeah,
or affection for dogs. They're man's best friend. This is only ICE's best friend. The Border Patrol's best friend. They're not our best friend. Exactly. Those are not, right? It's less like a pet dog. Because dogs fight you. But this was the thing on its head. It's basically like all the tigers in Joe Exotic Zoo. It's like I'm picturing.
So get the point, man. Esau's already tried it. It's called Ghost Robotics. They already tried it. Then you got this. Esau actually building real and actually building real Terminators. This is just what they're showing you. But they're showing you some shit they done had it for 10 years. It's like just like Alex Jones brought out, man. And he bring out that. I mean, he's a so-called truth. I mean, some shit. He bring out half of the truth, but you got to bring out some truth to even be a so-called truth or have truth. You know how Esau do it. We come up with it before we roll it out. So if they've been had this for 10 years, they have better shit. They have weapons we don't even know about right now. They have one of those dogs. Let's see that. Yep. You see what happened with that robot soldier. They coming out with real with real Terminators and shit. And that's why we're gonna have to we're gonna need spiritual powers in that day. If that's the shit they have right now, and that I mean, if that's what if that's the shit they're showing you right now, imagine what they actually have. So, we're gonna need spiritual powers in that day. And if you want to be elect, if you want to be elect, when Esau's come down with great wrath, he's gonna persecute the woman which brought forth the man child. Revelation 12:13. When the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. So we're gonna need the man child is Yahweh Shai. The woman is Israel. So what we're gonna need is we're gonna need them spiritual powers, man. We're gonna need them in that day because this is what these devils have. Isaiah 59, verse 19. Isaiah 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, shall lift up a standard against them. They're going to fear that name. They're going to fear the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. From the west, his glory from the rising of the sun, the east. When the enemy shall come in like the flood, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai shall lift up a standard against them. And we're going to call on Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, and that standard is going to be raised. Yahweh Ratazah, we that number. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. The Redeemer is the way he's going to redeem us from Esau, Edom, and the heathens. The way he's going to redeem us is in this way. And let me get Zechariah, a verse in Zechariah about the house of David shall be his gods. Who is the house of David? The elect. Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them, and at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as powers, as Allahayim, as an angel of Yahweh before them. So in that day, because look at what's going on, man. Yahweh Ratzah, we have that number because we gonna need this spiritual powers. We gonna need them. You see what Esau got, man? The sword. You see what the sword got? See, this is just another version of a sword. What they got, man. Esau's bringing these. It's gonna release these fucking robot bloodhounds, these fucking Terminators in your hood, man. Like one of the brothers said, man. Gird up thy loins. 144, I think that's his channel. He's gonna bring them motherfuckers to your hood. He's gonna do it. Yeah, they about to hunt you. Yes, girl that loins 144. They about to hunt you unrepentant Israelites down, man. You don't got no covering. You know, you ain't got no covering. That covering with that, forget about it. Forget about it. You know that shit, that shit is useless. Whatever covenants that you have with Esau, Edom, or whatever covenants you trust in, whether it's the Constitution or 501c3 charter, or you sold your soul to this devil to make it, hey, hey, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled. You know, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, done away with, because it was never actually valid. Isaiah 28, verse 18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing store shall pass through, and ye shall be trodden down by it. Yo, when this devil comes down like a flood, guess what's going to happen to you two-thirds? You shall be trodden down by it. You know, these robot dogs and these motherfucking Terminators, man, they going to be mowing you down, man. They going to be mowing you down out here. Isaiah 28, verse 19, from the time that it goes forth shall it take you. From morning by morning shall pass over, by day and by night, and there shall be a vexation only to understand the report. It's going to be a vexation only to understand it. For you Jakes that want to get carnal and trust in Esau's blessing instead of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Y'all too. Y'all too. Y'all too. You bought into Esau's second amendment promise, and you will build your own militia like Esau. You know, you're choosing his ways, man. You know, choose none of his ways, right? None of his ways. Proverbs 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. None of his ways, man. That's not your strength. You know, this devil, he's the sword. He's the sword. He's literally called the sword for a reason. You know, hey, man. Either you're of that number or you're numbered. You're numbered to the sword, man. You're gonna bow down to slaughter. You know, bow down to the slaughter. So, hey, whether it be by these swords or by that glittering sword that shall be bathed in heaven and come down upon Idumea and nukes. Three two-thirds that survive Jacob's trouble. The end of Jacob's trouble is the nukes. So you actually have it. You're gonna think you have. When you take that chip, you're gonna think it's all good. A lot of y'all are gonna be murdered anyways, man. A lot of y'all are gonna be put to death by this devil anyways, just because they don't need you. But for the ones that do, you know, you think you're all good with that chip in your hand? No, man. You know, they that are joined unto them. Psalm 17, verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Verse 14. For men which are the hand of Yahweh, for men of the world, which have their portion in this life. We're today's Goliath. They're today's Goliath, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, leave the rest of the substance to their babes. Yeah, they're today's Goliath, man. This was a psalm of David too. This was a prayer of David. It was a psalm that was a prayer. Hide me, arise, O Yahweh, disappointing, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Psalm 17 and 13. The sword. Who has the blessing of the sword? There's also the red horse. Red horse. It's red for a reason. The sword. There, Revelation 6 and 4, there went out another horse that was red. Let me get the previous verse. Verse 3, when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. Verse 4, and there went out another horse that was red. The power was given to him to set their own to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. There was given unto him the great sword, that is Esau. That was Esau. He was given a great sword. What's the modern day sword? Different versions of that. A great sword. Right after them dark ages. Right after them dark ages. The, the ages when the dark skinned people take rule. Right after. They were in darkness. They were down now. Right after. That red horse. That red horse. Esau. Hold on. Esau's blessed with a sword. Esau blessed with the sword. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered, said unto him, 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou hast dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. By thy sword shalt thou live. Esau. Esau is the sword. Esau is the sword. The sword. So literally, any type of weapon, right? So weapons is what he specializes in. Weapons is his strength. And the blessing of Jacob is spiritual. So how are you gonna so it's like using your right hand, but you're using your left hand to wrestle a left-handed person. How the fuck is that gonna work? How the fuck are you gonna win? It makes no sense. For you carnal jakes, man. They wanna get carnal. They wanna choose his ways, man. You know that follow after the way of Cain, man. Who is Esau? Who was Esau in the reincarnation? Immediately after the heir of Balaam to the Lord and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. 3 2/3, man. Leave that sword alone, man. Don't trust in it. You know it's all right to have a gun, just don't put all your trust in it. Like Esau. That's his blessing. Oh, hold on. Trust not in my bow. I will trust not in my bow. Psalms 44 verse 6. For I trust not in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Hey, verse 5. Hey, verse 4. Psalms 44 verse 4. Thou art my king, all power Yahweh, command deliverances for Jacob. Verse 5. Though through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. Verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Verse 7. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. Verse 8. In power Yahweh we boast all the day long and praise thy name forever. Salah. You know, trust not, don't trust in your foe. Neither shall your sword save you. You know, just like David, they didn't trust in his bow. Else he had will be needed trust in it. Wait, for the sons of Korah are sure. But it's in here. And all the things that are written for our learning. Okay, I'm still live. Still live. Anyways, yeah. You know, don't trust in Yahweh Shai to deliver us. Otherwise, otherwise, woe unto you, right? rebellious children say to Yahweh, they take counsel but not of me, take counsel but not of me, and I cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, man. You're taking counsel but not of the Most High Yahweh, the Son Yahweh Shai, man. Woe unto you, destruction unto you, man. Y'all that trust in Egypt, y'all that trust in the modern day Egyptian, the spiritually, the people who are spiritually the Egyptian, Esau's blessing, woe unto you. Verse 2 that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. The strength of Pharaoh, of your blessing is your strength, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Verse 3 therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, because he thought carnally instead of spiritually. Verse 4 for his princes were at Zoan, his ambassadors came to Hades. It's talking about you two-thirds trusting in his promises. Verse 5, going further, right? Woe unto all y'all. Verse 5, they were all ashamed of people that could not profit them. Nobody helped no profit, but shame and also reproach. You know, Verse 6 the burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the young old lion, the viper and fiery flying serpent. They will carry your riches upon the shoulders of young asses, and their treasures upon the bunches of camels to a people that shall not profit them. Verse 7 for the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. You know, the strength is to sit still. Even that blessing for you because it's not yours. It's actually you're using your weak hand, thinking that you're gonna win. It doesn't make sense. All right, so with that, I hope this live is edifying. I want to give. I hope this live is edifying to the elect. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. So, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Bakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and New Wealth. Salutations to the Octagon out there, spread this truth like wildfire, in all truthfulness and in all sincerity. And shalom to the rest of the elect out there. Hope the elect is actually the elect, and we all hope to be that number. Shalom, stay strong. Baba Fall, that's a Babylon, that's America, according to biblical prophecy. Shalom, Abad, the Adlonians, that's these Edomite devils. Abad, the Goliath, that's these other nations, these dirty heathens that oppress us also. Very last about Abad, Ya, Abad, Ayat, Yam, Nalba, that to our enemies. The rest of the demons wicked two-thirds of the nation of Israel. Shalom states a wicked so-called black people, Latino, Native Americans, and Scottish birds, as well as you rebels, you wicked rebels and scattered, wicked rebellious Israelites that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, looking like the other nations, many of y'all. Shalom, stay strong, above the bone, Yasharala forever. Shalom, stay up, down to the end. The same shall be saved. Yeah, shalom, shalom, Bible.